All right, so on the program this morning, we are taking you to the realms of exports, right? So we want to look at some good ways of, doing some kind of improvement. So we're boosting Nigeria's export sector through non-oil commodities. And joining me on the phone line this morning, Prince Joseph Idiong is a fellow of the Institute of Exports of Nigeria. He is also the Director General, Association of Nigerian Exporters in. Dr. Idiong, or rather Prince Idiong, it's nice to have you join us. Good morning. Hello, Prince Idiong. Can you hear me now? Okay, so let's see how we clean that up. Prince Idiong, are you there? All right, so we'll try and see how we can clean that up, and we can connect with him to reflect on what the export sector is looking like in the country as things are right now. All right, Prince Idiong, are you there?
Yes, good morning, Victor.
Yes, good morning. It's nice to have you join us once again. For emphasis, where are you located at the moment?
I'm located again in Uyo. Last week I was in Lagos throughout. I'm just back to Uyo now.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Very good. So how is Uyo this morning?
Yeah, it's quite cool. The weather is cool. It's not raining yet. It looks like it's going to be a cool day.
Oh, good.
And
good.
how is Lagos, sir?
Lagos is also very cool too. So yesterday we had rains, but things are very cool this morning. Prince Idiong, let's jump in on the subject of discourse. We spoke to you sometime in May, and I remember that during that chat, you were very, very excited with lots of expectations, or perhaps you are having some kind of expectations for the export sector in Nigeria. So talk to me this morning. How are things faring with the exports side of things in Nigeria?
A lot of progress. A lot has happened in the sector for this last quarter. There has been a lot. And both on the trading side and on the policy side. On the trading side, yes, more orders were being received, and in fact, members are trying to reach. Some orders are so large that in some states you have to make it a national situation for people to be able to contribute.
Right.
That makes us to start to ensure that exporters are brought into clusters, in such a way that you don't need to do it alone.
Right.
10, 20 exporters who are in the same sector, we can mobilize them to pursue a large order.
Okay, so you're speaking so positively about the sector, but we know that out there people have talked about the fact that there are some situations that are not making things very pleasant in terms of exports. So where is this optimism? Where is it coming from?
Well, survival instinct.
Okay. Survival instinct, you said?
Yes, the situation in the country is such that you have to find a way to make reasonable income instead of allowing what you have to disappear from your accounts. If you were earning 200,000 naira in the last, and then things have changed in the country, and you are still earning 200,000 naira. Then the prices of every other thing has increased. Telephone, fuel, name it. Everything has increased, and a lot of money is not increasing. Whatever amount you have in the bank will fizzle out. You just become poorer than the poor.
Right.
So the best thing is look for a way to put the money. And the export sector has become that sector we recommend for people to put in so that you earn the dollar.
All right.
So that's why maybe you understand that taking advantage of this.
So let's talk about non-oil exports now. So what kind of commodities are we making reference to here?
In the sector, virtually every product in this place is exportable, but the big ones are there, but others are also harnessable. For instance, the if you look at spices sector, all the spices we have in our local areas, they are great exportable products. We are talking, we have been mentioning the big ones like cocoa, sesame seed, herbals called zobo, ginger, cashew, shea butter. Well, when I say shea butter, I remember that there's something happening in the ban on shea nuts. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Right.
And then you see groundnuts, you see soya, beans, tiger nuts, pumpkin seeds, goosey. Well, that's great. You see the chili pepper, sorghum, camarade, palm oil, palm kernel shells.
Right.
Olive.
So there are lots of so there are lots of commodities here that we're talking about. But I see here that some Nigerian commodities haven't received the kind of let's say registration or perhaps the clearance for them to be exported to some countries. What can you say about that?
It is done by non-exporters, hustlers. The real exporter has to know what to do, because he or she have to submit himself or herself to training. You have to register with the Association of Nigerian Exporters if you are for export. You have to register with Nigerian Export Promotion Council. These are the two pivotal organizations. NEPC is a government agency for export. They organize trainings round the clock. The Association of Nigerian Exporters is a private sector export organization that is statutorily representing exporters in the governing boards of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. And so as a partner, even the board of Nigerian Export Processing Zones Authority, which is supposed to also be involved in export farming as a team. But those who just hustle into the pack stuff and put in containers without being properly trained, they don't need the certification. They are the ones that are causing the problem for us as a country. And when they bring that problem, those importers associations abroad end up blackmailing Nigeria.
Okay,
so that's the problem we have.
So let's talk about the trainings now. So for those who join the association, what kind of trainings do you expose them to? I mean, for instance, packaging, standardization of those kind of things that are needed for those products to be accepted. Do you expose them to those kind of trainings?
Oh yes, it's not only that packaging is almost at the last stage. We train them on how to, from the farm. The export business is what the Europeans call from farm to fork. That is from the farm to the table, to the breakfast table, lunch and dinner table.
All right.
So you have to train people on how to go through that value chain, that process. You have to know that the farm, we are going to farm, the soil must be tested to ensure that the facilities and impurities are treated. There are experts in the country, in the ministries of agri and all that, to treat the soil. You have to know the kind of seedlings. We train them, let them know the type of seedlings we use, the hectare, give you the yield, the hectare to have the volume. To think of the fertilizers or pesticides, or what are you using? Is it herbicide? Whatever is going to go into the soil will affect the product. And so we train them to make sure they know what to use. You have to know that, and then make sure that you let the right agencies that you have to liaise with to ensure that they are doing the right thing. Take for instance, in local market, in the local country, you have the standard organization, you have the NAFDAC, you have the quarantine. They are there to also train to make sure they partner. But then you still have to know that there are global certifications, like the USA, the FDA, Food Drug Administration training has to be done on certification. They have empowered Nigerians on that. The Nigeria Export Promotion Council is the lead for that. So we have to make sure that Our members are trained to have the proper international certifications, halal, that you have to sell to the Asian and Europe, what do you call it, markets.
Right. So let's talk about let's talk about the association now and the size. What's your membership looking like for the Association of Nigerian Exporters?
If you spare me that, I want to maybe I will say this. For a while we have been operating at the zonal level, but now we've gone to the 36 states and the FCT. So you can imagine the kind of leap we are going to have now. So this year alone, our membership registration has increased from 300 to 400% because we are expanding and decided to go that far so that we have our branches and caretaker and branch executives in all the states. And then our website is up and with online registration. So those who go to our website, www.ane.com.ng, can actually register online, and they don't need to struggle.
Okay.
So that has increased our membership now to more thousands.
So in terms, so even though you said you are present in every state, what's the criteria? Who are those that can join the association?
Well, if you are, first of all, you must have an interest in this business, the export sector. So when you have interest, you contact us. We'll now be able to guide you. We want to know where you are operating from, and then we'll make sure you are adopting products that you can have access to, because you can be staying somewhere where there is no cocoa and you want to export cocoa. You don't have a lot of challenges. They said we want to relocate to that state or that location to do it. So what we do is, once you are interested, we'll now tell you, these are the products in your area. This is what you can do easily. You will have those who are used to processing that from the local level. We now can help you train them to international standard level. We are also going to be able to let you know how the tricks are. For instance, you don't need to wait at the farm gate to collect the products. You have to be involved in the merchant to ensure that the person that you are going to buy the products from is using the right fertilizer, the right chemicals, everything is right, the right seeds, and then by that you are going to support them. You don't wait for government to send them one chemical fertilizer. You can tell them this is the fertilizer that my buyers will want. So this level, we also give them questionnaires. Once you come, we'll give you questionnaire product, questionnaire, and company level questionnaire.
All right then.
What does that mean? Readiness. I'm talking about readiness. How is your product ready? How is your company ready? Company readiness, are your investors ready to wait and do a lot of things? Maybe like I mentioned, there are products that are they have quite large values, like cocoa, like shea nut. You know, shea nut is one major product. In recent times, you've heard the president has issued an order banning the exportation of shea nuts.
Right.
Something like that. The order has some consequences on the export sector. We are trying to be careful.
So what do you make of that ban? Really, what do you make of that ban from the federal government?
That ban, it's a good idea, but it's wrongly done. And it is not only, this is not the first time. What is happening is that if you want to place a ban on something for the good of the sector, you have to know that export is not like Gary that you buy in the market and eat.
Okay.
Export is dependent on long-term orders, sustainable orders. You have to make sure. So if you are going to ban, the government, if they had consulted, we could have told them, okay, we accept the ban, but give 6 months or give so 2 months, because the minimum order can take maybe 3 months supply, 90 days. And then somebody has already had an order and you wake up and say this is banned with immediate effect. That's too much of a military order.
All right.
It's not good in international trade.
All right, then.
So that's what we have.
All right. Lagos Traffic Radio.
What they are doing,
Yes, just hold on 1 second. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're boosting Nigeria's export sector through non-oil commodities. And this morning I have Prince Joseph Idiong. He's the Fellow Institute of Exports of Nigeria, and also he's the Director General Association of Nigerian Exporters in. He's joining us on the program this morning. If you have any questions that you'd like to put across to him, he's here. He's very much with us, and he'll be taking those questions in a short while. Let's get back to the road to let you in. The report and the review from the Lagos Ikorodu Road corridor. I understand vehicular movement is looking pretty good from Ikorodu roundabout heading towards Agric, connecting Ogolonto. Very, very steady. We can also tell you it's good movement from Ogolonto, linking up with Itawolo down to Ajegunle. Motorists are experiencing slow movement from Irawo, Owode Oniri down to mile 12 due to high influx. And of course, the slow movement continues from mile 12 proceeding towards Koshofe Yano School inwards K2 by Ikosi Junction on the service lane. That's what it is looking like at the moment. We'll be serving you more helpings. I understand there's the evacuation of the reported accident, which is ongoing. Yes, we did tell you of an accident involving two vehicles earlier on. That one is receiving attention as we speak right now, and that is within the Lekki Ekpe corridor. So take note of that. All right. So, President Young, which commodities are most promising when we talk about exports in Nigeria currently?
Yes, cocoa is unbeatable. Cocoa is unbeatable. But what we need to do more is make sure the beans are not out there. That we should do more butter, we should do more liquor, we should do more fruit powder, and from cocoa, because that value addition is very important. You can see that will bring more money than what we are having there globally. Cocoa is a big deal. The same thing like we are talking about shea butter. Shea butter not will be rice to shea butter. But the shea butter in Nigeria is still being considered as unrefined shea butter. So if government is going to do something about it, we have to install, promote factories that will produce refined shea butter.
Okay.
And when I say we, I mean Nigeria, not to want to allow the big foreign companies that have been buying the unrefined to refine in their countries to be the ones that set up the factory. They would end up driving our people out of
business.
The business, yes, because if they stay here and do the refine and we cannot do it, the small companies cannot do it, they will take over the market. They know the market.
Right.
So what we do is make sure that government invests in it.
Okay.
Invest in that sector of refined shea butter production in Nigeria.
Let's take some reactions that are coming here for you, Prince. There are some reactions here. This one says, good morning. Why does Nigeria still depend so heavily on oil when we have so many other resources? It is baffling. Matthew is sending this one in. Another one here says, Prince Joseph, which non-oil commodities are currently Nigeria's biggest exports? You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. This one here says, sir, how can diaspora Nigerians help boost our exports? Ifeanyi is sending those. So, let me just allow you to respond to this. So, diaspora Nigerians, are they also helping us in any way? And what do you think they can do to boost exports?
Yes, these are very important questions. Dependence on oil is a deliberate position of various governments. So why I say so is that from day one, the planners of non-oil export development, which my association is a part of, had crafted the laws to make sure that every barrel of oil, every that is exported, there's a tax, is being taxed.
Okay. To
make sure that there will be more money for promotion of non-oil export. But as I'm talking to you now, that had not been done. It was never done. It's in there in the NEPC Act. It is there in the Export Incentives and Miscellaneous Act. It was never done. So because of that, export is dependent on budget. And what is government budget? Is the money that is being estimated. If it does not come, you can't use it.
That's right.
Whereas the one in the act that is there, if government is to just operationalize that and have $1 per barrel, you could have gotten enough money to promote non-oil export sector from the oil sector. So the problem is not, we are depending on one commodity that is capable of producing 6,000 products. Like I said, the last time we spoke, I mentioned it, I said, when somebody is exporting crude oil, that person is exporting about 6,000 products that could have been processed in Nigeria, and that means we are also exporting the jobs that could have been created. So
those in diaspora, are they helping out at all?
Now, for the diaspora people could do it. But let me tell you, are the banks ready to guarantee anything for them? The problem is that most these people have properties all over the country, in the countries of where are based. Properties that they know. The Nigerian, we know that it's their own. It's a matter of just being deliberate to say, okay, what do we do? Is it development banks we are using, or we selecting some banks that can work with the diaspora so that they can take the value of their stock over there and give, and then they will come here and their monies are guaranteed.
Okay.
Once there's a guarantee, it can be done. The diaspora people are desperate to bring Nigerian products to the marketplace, but they have to have a window.
All right, quickly, the last question here I'm going to be sending to you. This one says, just a second, because good of time. This one says, good morning, Victor. Please, I am curious, do exporters get tax breaks or incentives in Nigeria? Thank you. Olayinka is sending this one in. So do you guys get tax breaks?
We have, but it's being talked about. There's no law giving us that yet. What we have is incentives. We have that is operational is a post-export incentive. If you have exported and they just give you a grant, that is export expansion grant.
All right.
The other one that is in the law, that is a pre-export incentive, which is the Export Development Fund. It is very sad to say it's not operational. The only time that we had money was in 2021. I was in the board of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council.
Okay.
That was when we had money for the first time.
Yeah, we have to go because of time, really.
But we have more pre-export incentive funds.
All right. So quickly, quickly, as we round this off now, your thoughts. You've spoken to us about so many things that are happening, but let me say a very big thank you to you because you made a whole lot of points this morning. Prince Idiong, it's always a thing of joy to have you on the program. Thank you so much for connecting with us on the program this morning.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. May God bless you. Let Nigerians wake up for export. In fact, let government consult with the Export Association to be sure they give good policies and will make it big.
Okay, then.
Thank you very much.
All right, then. So we've been trying to boost Nigeria's export sector through non-oil commodities, and Prince Joseph Idiong, who is the Director General, Association of Nigerian Exporters, has been with us on the program. We have to go. The program has been produced by Taiwo Barua. I say a big thank you to Dio Anthony and also to Rebecca Adamu, who's Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. All right, Remy Aloko is of our social media unit. We do appreciate you. And Tayo Akonle is our executive producer. All right, connect to the Shippers Council on all their platforms at NG Shippers. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day. Bye.